What's up, everybody? Monster Master Godzilla here, and I'm back continuing Godzilla-Thon. We're now up to Shin Godzilla. Now, this movie came out like in 2016. After the success of 2014, Toho decided to bring back Godzilla on the big screen with their own Godzilla from Japan. Which, they realize now that Toho then realized that Godzilla is popular again in America. So Toho decided to bring back their version of Godzilla from Japan and release their version on the big screen. While we waited for 2019's King of the Monsters, they actually got to release Godzilla 2016, which is called Shin Godzilla. And this time Toho didn't decide to bring back their monster star, and this story of Godzilla is actually different. I saw this movie in the theaters during its limited Fathom events, or its limited release for Fathom event. I saw it during the Fathom events when it was released in theaters in America, and they released it in the Japanese audio with English subtitles. But if you get it in English dub, it's the same. And nothing was edited out in its English version. So, the movie does come off slow for the human scenes, but they're really awesome. The human scenes do drag out, but it's really fun. But they're really fun and enjoyable. And Godzilla got plenty of camera time. And he has... And some of the human scenes are actually interesting. They actually featured both American and German characters. And Shin meaning like New Godzilla, which Shin means Japanese for new, so that's why they call it Shin Godzilla. And so it's also known as Godzilla Resurgence. And so then, when Godzilla first appears on screen, he starts off looking like this tail-looking thing in the sea. But then when he came out of the sea, he comes off looking like this weird thing slithering called Eels, which a lot of people call him Eelzilla. But then eventually Godzilla starts to form roars. Like, a lot of it's recycled roars from older Godzilla movies from 1954 to all the Showa series. And so then, as he evolved, he has one where he's standing upright and growing his legs, growing his arms. A lot of people call him Turkeyzilla. And then he finally evolves to looking like this. And my God, it was quite an awesome design. It's almost like zombie looking. And it could have looked like what would happen when Godzilla's regenerating himself from the oxygen destroyer. Could have. Especially since his teeth came out looking weird. And the eyes look really creepy too. And this Godzilla is huge. Like gigantic. Like even bigger than 2014. Like bigger than 2014 and GMK combined together. And he also has still glowing, and he's all veiny and red right here, and he's also standing around where he's like almost T-Rex like, walking, stomping around. And he also has, and this Godzilla also, the different story is that when he and the music alone is really amazing, especially the song that appears in the trailers that says "Who Will Know," and it's like very beautiful and quite dramatic, which brings out, and you can put that music in 1954 and it still sound awesome. Same with 1984, and you could even put that in some of the scenes from 2014 as well as the further movies from 2014, as well as the sequels in 2014 as well, and it's amazing. And one thing is very different is they actually got Godzilla, like different varieties of his atomic breath. Like it started off looking like a vapor breath, then became flames, then it becomes like a flamethrower, and then it becomes like, and then it turns into an atomic beam coming out of his mouth. Especially when the mouth opens like this, like almost like a snake. And also the atomic breath, instead of blue like the original, or instead of blue atomic breath like the Heisei and Showa era, they actually made it, instead of orange like the Godzilla 2000, they actually made it purple atomic breath. And this time, and rather than just shooting atomic beams out of his mouth, they let him shoot atomic beams out of his dorsal fins as well as his tail, which, when I saw it in the theaters, I was like, what the fuck? But it was awesome still. I mean, I feel like really made him OP in this one. Like, seeing it, I was like, I don't know what Toho is smoking, and what possessed him to it, but actually it was very different. I mean, it's not the first time Godzilla done weird stuff. I mean, Hanna-Barbera Godzilla shot lasers out of his eyes. But this one, they actually shot atomic beams out of his dorsal fins, like out of his back, which when he was fighting the jets. And some of the music from Toho is actually back, including ones from 1954, as well as any famous Showa series, any Showa movies. And it was during it was definitely like a good way to come back for Godzilla. And I mean, it was definitely an awesome comeback for Godzilla. And then during the final battle, when they were about to defeat Godzilla, they ended up freezing him at the end. And also before that, they actually showed trains ramming into Godzilla, which people make jokes out of it, saying the trains got revenge. You know, like how in 1954 Godzilla as well as 1984 Godzilla had shown those versions of Godzilla picking up a train. Well, this time they shown the trains got revenge and ram into Godzilla's legs. And they actually dropped some kind of special weapon. It freezes Godzilla, turns him into stone. And then Godzilla was defeated at the end. And it was also at the very end of some creatures that look like a combination of human and like half human, half Godzilla creatures that were spawned on his tail, which that would have set up for a sequel that never happened. So that's it for this one. If you're a casual moviegoer, hardcore Godzilla fan, I recommend you give this one a watch. I mean, some Godzilla fans might find it really weird, but it's actually really great to watch. It's entertaining, it's different, and quite a fun watch. Music is really good, the effects are awesome, and also the effects are done by the same guy who did the Gamera trilogy, as well as GMK. And all the effects are awesome. And also, Godzilla's not a rubber suit this time. This time Toho had moved on to CGI and having motion capture, and it looked amazing. I mean, I mean, I would have thought that Toho would have kept the guys in rubber suits, but enhanced it with CGI. But it's actually motion capture, and it looked really good. So that's all I have to say, folks. And as always, stay awesome, my Monster Masters. And I'll catch you later. Next, we'll be checking out Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And I'll catch you later, and I'll see you around, my Monster Masters. Bye.